The Cram session event is live and kicking, and if you're new to the game, you're wondering how do I find all these safes and chests and stuff, the thing that you really want is to get yourself a Pathfinder Outlander, something that has keener eyes, preferably even like keener eyes. You want the big one if you can get a Pathfinder and you have that one leveled up properly, evolved up. You can see here you get the keen eyes level 8, and when you get to level 18 you get the keener eyes. And what this really does is that it allows you to see chests and safes. They have this glimmering aura kind of thing, so you can spot them from a distance, as with other interesting things in the game, which makes it a lot easier for you to complete these super easy treasure hunting type missions where you're going to be getting some evolution materials and you're going to be getting some gold. So that is like main thing. If you have an Outlander Pathfinder hero, grab that, start playing, start hitting the game, because you are in for a wild thing with this game here. The storm chests, they don't count towards these missions. They're called storm chests, but these chests are not like lootable chests, so you can do them, they're fun. But the thing that you need to consider as well is build the radar grids, because you can find chest radars here that will show you where chests are on the map. This doesn't require an Outlander hero, it is something anyone can do. You can put in blue glow into the radar to boost the effectiveness of each of these radars, and these particle lines will also direct you to where you can find these chests, but as you can see here, they also appear on the minimap. So finding chests, pretty easy. Finding the saves can be, let us go with more challenging, because if you don't have an Outlander with keener eyes and you are new to the game, it can be really hard to find these chests. They are often like in basements, in attics, down below the ground. They are usually hidden much better than the chests, but if you have played the game for a while, you're gonna learn like the types of locations where these safes are in rotation. Now we do have both large and small safes in the game, and it doesn't matter what size you select, what size you loot for these missions. The important thing, however, is that the large ones are much more rare, but they are often much easier to see with the keen eyes because they have a much larger glowing area, so they're going to be easier to spot from a distance. As you move through these safe cracking and treasure hunting missions, you're going to be forced to find more and more like higher amounts of chests and safes, and in higher level of missions. But keep in mind, this here is the Cram session event is truly aimed at relatively new and progressional players. For players such as me that is more or less done with the game, it doesn't really offer anything besides, I kind of like this type of event to be honest, but the things we're getting are completely useless for me. But for new and progressional players, you are in for like the craziest run in the game so far in terms of how many crazy things you're going to be getting to boost your account up compared to anything we have seen in the game before. Now this is a huge mission. We only have 10 missions here times 4, but keep in mind the treasure hunt, the saves and the treasures, this is a bit of an extra thing. It is an easy thing. It is something you can casually do while you complete every other game that you are playing. Personally, I recommend if you want to get these done, if you want the gold and the evolution materials, go for the radar missions, grab an Outlander, get done with it. But this is not the hard part. This is not the time demanding part. And in total, as you can see here, I'm like summarizing the total Cram session rewards for all of these missions up in the right corner of the video every time I complete one of these here to show you guys what I have been raking in. So another thing, if you're getting more chests than the mission allows, if you're saying like loot 5 chests and you find 7 in a mission, is it going to carry over to the next one? What about the saves? No, it doesn't. You don't get anything carried over to the next mission. So if you find more saves, more chests, it's just good for the loot, but it's not something that's going to be pushing you more forward in terms of the mission completion. As you can see here, almost at the end, we are at 6,000 of these gold. It really, it increases like crazy as you move forward, getting 1,200 for the later part of these missions and 1,500 for the 2 last ones, meaning that you're going to be getting the highest amounts of everything in the end. But as you can see here, the pure drops of rain, it's 20 each time. The lightning in the battle, it's 10 each time for the last ones that you get. The Eye of the Storm, it arrives later. And in terms of perk up, we don't really get that high amounts, but it's worth keeping in mind that by completing these relatively easy casual looting missions, you're going to be getting 9,000 gold. So that is a pretty decent amount of gold. But this here, the exploration missions, this is the real drag. It is where you're going to be tried on time, because even though it starts out be like explore 1 mission, then it's going to be explore 2, and it moves up in the last missions. It is explore 7 missions. And I mean, I can complete encampment missions and single atlas missions in somewhere from 8 to 10 minutes, which means that it can be speedrun, but we're still talking about an hour plus. And then we have the entire loading time. And I think most missions are between 20 and 30 minutes if you are casually playing them, which means that you can expect at least 10 hours of non-stop game time if you want to be completing all of the exploration missions, and that is only if you remember to explore the missions. A good way to do this, for me anyway, was to do encampment missions, like I said, 8 to 10 minutes, easy scout them out, I can solo them, it gives around 500 husk takedowns for every mission, and I get to explore it, and I can do it in 10 missions, which means that the 2 other missions, the non-looting ones, were missions that I could complete together. The air is filled with husks, get the husk takedowns, kill them, and explore missions at the same time. These 2 missions gives identical rewards, which means that you get a double up of what you see every single time, because you're getting 13,000 of these and 48,000 survivor experience points from the exploration, but you get the same from taking down the husks. And this is the real treasure for progressional players, because I don't know how, like, where you are per se in the game, you out there watching this video, but you're almost going to be getting 1 million survivor experience points by completing these 2 times 10 missions, which is insane. It is insane if you are a progressional player. And these missions stop around power level 52, which means that if you are in Canny Valley, which is where like these missions appear to be aimed towards players in the start and upcoming part of the game, you're gonna get flooded with, as you can see here, 96,000 survivor experience points for that 1 mission alone. It is completely unreal. I honestly feel that every uncapped player that have survivors that can be leveled up should be getting enough survivor experience points and evolution materials to gain power level from the Cram session event. I was a little bit meh about the event, to be honest, when it was announced, because it wasn't gonna give me anything. I could see that right away. Some pretty crap rewards for me and nothing at the end of the rainbow. You know, I completed all of it. I didn't get any super new, cool, fun, amazing things. So that was a bit of a bummer. But looking into the mission rewards, the total Cram session rewards here, after having completed everything, what I did, I was done, went into Battle Royale, into Playgrounds, my first time ever in Playgrounds, had fun in there with my son, so just including a little bit of that stuff as I am learning the ropes of that game mode once again. But anyway, 9,000 gold, which is like almost double what you can hold. So if you're not interested in anything in the current event store, you're going to be getting more gold than you can actually carry or hold in the game, so keep that in mind as you complete these missions. There is a 5,000 gold limit to what you can have at the moment. In terms of pure drops of rain, 240 is not really that much. I mean, sometimes I get 50 plus from the caches that I loot. We often get like 25 plus just for doing normal missions and Twine Peaks, but if you're at the start of the game, it's going to be a decent boost. It's going to allow you to get a survivor up to level 40, for instance, and that is pretty decent. The same goes for the Lightning in the Bottle, the Eye of the Storm. This is like moving towards the 3-4 tier area of the game, and for that, these are decent amounts to just pull out 1 survivor. I'm thinking if you have the mythic survivors from the side mission, then these evolution materials and survivor experience points are gonna be like really allowing you to boost those up into the game Joel, for instance. Besides that, the uncommon perk up, the rare perk up, the epic perk up, the legendary perk up, these are not really interesting amounts, let's be honest. We need thousands of these, so it's okay, but it feels a little useless to get these things as such in the game. And that brings us to like the interesting rewards, really. If we look at the hero and schematic experience points here, around 250,000, this is like, it's not enough to go a full level 50, but again, these missions end around power level 52, which means that if you are in Canny Valley in Plankerton, then this amount of schematic and hero experience points is going to allow you to really level up a mythic or legendary hero, legendary weapon to the top that you can do and benefit from it. So any player should be able to, after completing these cram session things, have their favorite hero that they have or get from the collection book and weapon leveled up completely to max. They can change 1 or 2 perks, boost them up in the process, and on top of that we're talking about like almost 1 million survivor experience points, so you should also be able to boost up your power level like crazy. All in all, the cram session event has really surprised me. The amount of freebies, the amount of boost they're giving out is unreal and unbelievable compared to anything they have done before in the game. So it is the best present for new progressional players that actually want to play the game. No V-Bucks, which means that this is really designed for the people that want to crush the game now and in Fortnite mirrors. That was pretty much what I had to share in this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for watching.